If you can't handle me texting my ex daily, that's your problem, she announced. You're right, I said. So I fixed my problem, packed her stuff while she was at his place, just talking. She came home to 14 boxes in the hallway and a note. Problem solved. Hey viewers, before we move on to the video, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button if you want to see more stories like this. Thanks. Throwaway account because, well, you'll see why. This all went down about a year ago, but it's still fresh enough that I need to get it off my chest. I figured Reddit's the place for these kinds of stories. Maybe it'll help someone else spot the red flags I missed. Buckle up, it's a long one. I'm Alex, 28 at the time, a software developer in a mid-sized city. Nothing flashy, but I had a steady job, a decent apartment, and what I thought was a solid relationship with Sarah. We met 3 years earlier at a mutual friend's barbecue. She was 26, a graphic designer with this infectious laugh and a way of making everything feel like an adventure. I fell hard. She was going through a rough patch back then, fresh out of a breakup with her ex, Mike, this wannabe musician who'd apparently broken her heart by cheating on her multiple times. I was the rebound guy who stuck around. From the start, I was all in. I helped her rebuild. When she lost her freelance gig during a slow market, I covered her share of the rent without a second thought. We'll figure it out together, I'd say. There were nights she'd cry about her past, and I'd hold her, listening as she vented about Mike's instability, how he'd disappear for days, blow money on gear he couldn't afford, and always had some side chick drama. I thought I was the stable one, the guy who showed up. Flashback to one of those early moments. We were on the couch, her head on my shoulder, and she whispered, "You're nothing like him, Alex. You're reliable." It felt like a compliment then. Now, it stings like a setup. We moved in together after a year. I sacrificed a lot, turned down a remote job offer that would have meant more travel because she hated being alone. I cooked dinners after long coding sessions, planned weekend getaways to keep things exciting, even helped her network for better design clients. She thrived, landing a steady remote role. But slowly, things shifted. About 6 months before everything blew up, I noticed her phone lighting up more often. Texts from Mike. At first, it was just checking in stuff, him asking for advice on a gig, her responding. I'd glance over, and she'd smile. "Oh, it's nothing. We're friends now." Friends? The guy who cheated on her? I tried not to be that jealous type, but it escalated. Daily texts, laughing at his memes while we ate dinner. One night, I brought it up gently. "Hey, Sarah, I'm not comfortable with how much you're talking to Mike. It feels off." She rolled her eyes. "God, Alex, grow up. It's just talking. If you can't handle me having friends, that's on you." That line hit like a gut punch. I backed off, not wanting to seem controlling. But it gnawed at me. I'd lie awake, staring at the ceiling, replaying our good times, like that road trip where we got lost and ended up at this random lake, swimming under the stars. I sacrificed sleep for her back then, driving all night so she could rest. Now, she was pulling away, and I felt like the fool for caring. Her just talking turned into late-night replies, secretive smiles at her screen. I'd ask about her day, and it had somehow circled back to Mike's latest drama. "He's going through a lot," she'd say. Meanwhile, I was the one handling our bills, our life. The confusion built slowly. Was I overreacting? Friends told me to trust her, but deep down, I knew it was emotional abandonment. She was comparing me to him subtly. "Mike's so spontaneous, you know? Making me feel like the boring backup." I poured more into us, thinking it'd fix things. Big mistake. It all came to a head one Friday evening. We were in the living room, her glued to her phone again. I couldn't take it anymore. "Sarah, this texting with Mike every day, it's crossing a line. If it's just friends, why hide it?" She set her phone down, crossed her arms, and looked at me like I was a child. "If you can't handle me texting my ex daily, that's your problem," she announced, her voice dripping with smugness. "We're adults, Alex. Mike and I have history. It's not like I'm cheating. You're being insecure, and it's exhausting." Her words landed like a slap. History? The same history where he treated her like garbage? But she twisted it, making me the villain. "You think this is healthy?" I asked, keeping my tone even, though my chest tightened. "Healthy? Please. You're the one making it weird. If you don't trust me, maybe we shouldn't be together." She grabbed her jacket. "I'm going over to his place." We need to talk about some stuff. Don't wait up. Just like that, she walked out. No discussion, no compromise. Dismissive, like my feelings were an inconvenience. I sat there, stunned, the apartment silent except for the hum of the fridge. That's when it clicked. She'd chosen. Not me. You're right, I muttered to the empty room. She was right. It was my problem, and I was going to fix it. While she was gone, at Mike's, just talking, I didn't rage or call her. No emotional outburst. I methodically packed her things. Clothes, books, that collection of sketch pads she'd accumulated over our time together. Makeup, jewelry, even the coffee mug I'd bought her on our first anniversary. It took hours. 14 boxes in total, symbolic of how much she'd integrated into my life, piece by piece. I stacked them neatly in the hallway outside the door, changed the locks. I'd paid for the place anyway, and left a simple note on top. Problem solved. Then I crashed at a buddy's place across town. No texts, no calls. Just detachment. Calm dignity, or so I told myself. Inside, it hurt like hell. That night, as I lay on his couch, the unfairness washed over me. I'd been loyal, committed, the guy who showed up every time. She'd manipulated the narrative, gaslit me into doubting my own boundaries. Emotional betrayal at its finest, daily texts eroding our foundation while she played the victim. I thought about the sacrifices, skipping guys' nights to be with her, fronting money for her portfolio website when she was broke. All for what? To be discarded like yesterday's news. The next morning, my phone blew up. Missed calls from Sarah, texts escalating from confusion to fury. What the hell, Alex? My stuff in boxes? This is insane. But I didn't respond. Not yet. I needed space to process. For the first few days, I went radio silent. Blocked her on everything, social media, phone. It wasn't revenge, it was self-preservation. I focused on logistics, notified the landlord I'd be out at month's end, started job hunting for something better. But the silence let the pain breathe. I'd wake up disoriented, reaching for her side of the bed that wasn't there. Confusion turned to anger, not at her, but at myself for ignoring the signs. How did I let it get this far? I'd think, pounding the pavement on runs to clear my head. Friends checked in. Some knew the backstory, others didn't. Dude, that's cold, packing her out like that, one said. But most got it once I explained. She was emotionally checking out long before, I'd say. No begging for sympathy, though. I kept it factual. Weeks blurred. I threw myself into work, landing a promotion I'd passed on before, for her. Gym sessions became routine. Therapy helped unpack the manipulation. My internal voice shifted from vulnerable, what if I overreacted, to clearer, I deserved respect, not excuses. The unfairness lingered. She'd humiliated me by prioritizing her ex, making me feel like a placeholder. But sitting with it built resilience. No rush to win or confront. Just quiet rebuilding. Little by little, the fog lifted. I rented a new place downtown, smaller but mine. Started dating casually, nothing serious. Life without her drama felt lighter. I didn't know it then, but her world was about to implode. Word from mutual friends started trickling in about a month after I went no contact. At first, it was casual updates. Sarah had officially moved in with Mike, posting vague stories on social media about new beginnings and finding her spark. I didn't stalk her profiles. I was blocked anyway, but people talk. It stung a bit, hearing how quickly she'd replaced me, but I kept my head down. Focused on my promotion, longer hours, better pay. I even started a side project, coding an app for freelancers like her old self. Irony there, right? Then the cracks showed. Mike, true to the stories she'd once told me, wasn't the upgrade she thought. He was unstable as ever. From what I pieced together via a group chat I was still in before I left it, their just talking had turned physical fast. But Mike's musician gig wasn't paying bills. He'd blow cash on studio time, parties, and apparently, other women. Sarah quit her remote design job to support his dreams, thinking it'd bond them. Big mistake. He started disappearing for gigs that were really hookups. Arguments escalated. He'd yell, throw things. Abusive streaks she'd warned me about years ago, now aimed at her. Karma hit hard around the 3-month mark. Mike cheated, blatantly, with a bandmate she'd met. When she confronted him, he laughed it off, called her clingy, sound familiar, and kicked her out. She had no job, no savings, everything tied up in his mess. Friends who'd cheered her glow up started distancing themselves when she badmouthed me online, twisting the story to make me the controlling ex who'd thrown her out without warning. But the truth leaked. Screenshots of her texts to Mike while we were together, her dismissive breakup attitude. Mutuals stopped defending her. She ended up crashing on a cousin's couch, scraping by on gig work that barely covered basics. Isolated, broke, her reputation in our circle tanked. She discarded me like a safety net, only to find the net was gone when she fell. It was satisfying in a quiet way, not gleeful, just. I'd sit with a coffee in my new apartment, reflecting on how her choices boomeranged. No sympathy from me. She'd earned it. But I didn't gloat. Life moved on. The attempt started subtly. First, an email, since I'd blocked her number. Alex, hey. I know things ended badly, but can we talk? Mike was a huge mistake. I miss what we had. I read it, felt nothing but a faint echo of the old hurt, and archived it. No reply. Then text from a new number. Please, just hear me out. I'm sorry for everything. Ignored. Calls followed, voicemails piling up. Alex, pick up. I need to explain. It wasn't cheating, it was just emotional. You overreacted. Twisted logic, same as before. Her hypocrisy shone through. Now she was the one begging, flipping the script. It escalated when her friends and family got involved. Her best friend, Lisa, messaged me on LinkedIn of all places. Dude, you're being a dick. Sarah's going through hell. At least give her closure. Toxic, unpleasant, implying I owed her something after her betrayal. Then her mom called from a withheld number. How could you treat my daughter like trash? Packing her boxes? That's low. She deserves better than your pettiness. I hung up mid-rant, blocked the number. No engagement. Their unpleasantness just reinforced why I'd detached. Sarah's desperation ramped up. She showed up at my old workplace before I switched jobs, but I'd already left. Then, one evening, a knock at my new door. I checked the peephole. Her, looking disheveled, eyes red. I opened it halfway, keeping calm. Alex, thank God. Let me in. We need to talk. Her voice cracked, but there was that underlying smugness, like she expected me to fold. What's there to say, Sarah? I replied evenly, no warmth. She pushed forward. I was wrong, okay? Mike's a psycho. He cheated, left me with nothing. I quit my job for him, and now I'm broke. But you were always there. I miss that. Us. Can't we try again? I'll cut him off for good. Her words revealed the shift, desperate, but still manipulative, framing it like I'd be her savior again. You said my problem was not handling your texting, I said flatly. I fixed it. She teared up. Come on, don't be like this. I know I hurt you, but people make mistakes. Forgive me? We had good times. No, I said simply. We're done. That's when the anger surfaced, her true colors flashing. You're heartless. After everything, you just throw me away? Fine, rot alone. You'll regret this. You were boring anyway. She stormed off, but the power reversal was clear. She was unraveling, I was steady. More attempts followed, texts turning frantic. Please, Alex, I'm sorry. Help me. Then hostile. You think you're better now? Enjoy your sad life. Friends piled on with guilt trips. Man up and talk to her. From one guy who'd known about the affair and said nothing. I blocked them all, one by one. Her desperation peaked in a late-night voicemail. I can't do this without you. Call me back, or else. Vague threat, but empty. I deleted it. By then, I'd met Emily, a colleague from my new team. Kind, ambitious, no drama. We clicked naturally, no ex-texting BS. Life was upgrading. The final nail came at our mutual friend Jake's birthday party, Neutral Ground, a bar downtown. I almost skipped, but Emily convinced me. Show them you're good. We walked in, her hand in mine, me in a sharp jacket from my recent bonus. Heads turned, whispers about my promotion. Sarah was there, alone in the corner, nursing a drink. She looked rough, hair unkempt, clothes baggy from stress. Our eyes met. She approached, hesitant at first. Alex, hey, didn't expect you here. Her voice wavered, eyes flicking to Emily. I nodded politely. Sarah, can we step outside? Talk privately. Desperation laced her words, glancing around like she feared judgment. I shook my head, calm and firm. No need. Our chapter ended when you chose Mike. That was your decision. She flushed. But I was wrong. Look at me. I'm a mess. You win, okay? Just give me another shot. Emily squeezed my hand. I turned to her briefly, then back. This is Emily. We're building something real. No excuses, no backups. I've grown past that. Her face twisted, hypocrisy exposed. So that's it. You're just done? After I begged. Exactly. I said, realist mode kicking in. Facts are, you made your choices. I'm irrelevant to your life now, and vice versa. Focus on yourself. She snapped, voice rising. You're an asshole. Parading your upgrade? I hope she dumps you. Heads turned. Jake pulled her aside, murmuring about leaving. I didn't react. No sympathy, no sorry things didn't work out. Just turned back to Emily, clinked glasses. The contrast was stark, her desperation on display, my peace evident. She stormed out, friends avoiding her gaze. Mutuals later texted apologies for her scene, confirming she'd burned bridges. That night sealed it. Blocked the last stragglers. Life's thriving. Emily and I just booked a trip, my app's gaining traction. Sarah? A closed book. Irrelevant. Update. It's been over a year now since that party, and I figured I'd come back with a final epilogue for anyone who's followed this saga or stumbled upon it. Life has a funny way of accelerating once you cut the dead weight, and mine's no exception. After blocking Sarah and her toxic entourage for good, I dove headfirst into the things I'd put on hold for too long. That promotion? It led to a full career pivot. I'm now leading a dev team at a startup downtown, the kind of place with ping pong tables and stock options that actually mean something. The extra income let me upgrade my apartment to a loft with killer views, and I've traveled more in the past 12 months than in the 3 years with her. Hiked Machu Picchu, surfed in Bali, even solo trekked parts of the Appalachian Trail. Therapy wrapped up strong. I don't second-guess my worth anymore. Boundaries aren't insecurity. They're essential. Emily and I, we're solid. We met at that new job, bonded over code and coffee, and it's been effortless since. No drama, no ex-texting shadows, just mutual growth. We got engaged last month during a sunset proposal on that same coast road trip spot, reclaiming the memory fully. She's everything Sarah wasn't, supportive without manipulation, ambitious without excuses. We've built a home together, complete with a rescue dog named Bite who thinks he's the boss. As for Sarah, rumors still float through old mutuals. She's bounced between jobs, dated a string of Mikes, and apparently hit rock bottom with a brief stint in therapy herself after another bad breakup. Last I heard, she tried reaching out via a fake account 6 months ago. Saw your engagement post. Happy for you. We could have had that. Blocked instantly. No response needed. Her irrelevance is crystal clear. She's a footnote now, a lesson in what not to tolerate. If anything, this whole mess taught me resilience. Loyalty's great, but not at the cost of self-respect. To anyone reading, spot the red flags early, walk with dignity, and watch karma do its thing. Life upgrades when you let go. Thanks for the support, Reddit, signing off for good. Thanks for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. What do you think about this story? Share it in the comments.